Hello. Just fixing this real quick. Thanks, Isa. Hey guys. So I'm Nessie from Global NA17, Sleeping Soul. I was gonna talk today about housing, some tips, advice, go over some common questions, things of that nature. If for any reason audio isn't working or anything, just let me know ASAP. Hi, Kopi. Alright, so I'm basically going to go over things from the top. We're going to assume you haven't built a house yet, and go over why you probably should. So housing actually has a lot of benefits, a lot of passive benefits. You also get a lot of unlocks from building up the furniture. You guys are making me laugh in chat. So if you haven't built a house and you want to go over the walkthrough, I'm not going to go over the walkthrough of how to start the quest, especially since I've already done it. But if you want to actually see a walkthrough, Cerulean Blues actually has a pretty good complete walkthrough of the quest line, even though it was done in a different region. He goes over basically everyone you have to talk to, everything you have to do. It's pretty simple. It starts in the west side of Prantera for the most part. It starts with this character called Ferret. Also, if you haven't built your house yet, and you want to save some money, so a house actually costs at least 1,000,000 Zenny to build, but if you want to save 500k, you have the opportunity to use vouchers. So I'm going to give credit to Gamerstopia for this chart. The URL is at the top. But you can reduce the cost by basically doing these voucher quests. And then once you finish the quest, you have to talk to Ferret to build and make sure you select to use the vouchers as well. And I believe you have to do them individually. But you'll save some Zenny, maybe you're on a budget, maybe you're a newer player. Let's see. So most common question I get is, what do you build? What do you decide to build when you're making your house? To be honest, it doesn't truly matter which themes you do. There's a lot of options, really. You can just go for whatever vanity you want for the most part. Maybe you like the blue and the wood. Oh, there's nothing there. I went for the Sweet Candy series myself. So the passive benefits come from increasing your house rating. You have up to 10 levels for rating. Basically, every 100 rating equals a level, just to make it simple. You start out with recovery, passive benefits to your XP, passive benefits for some of the furniture such as pet house. You can get extra bag slots, and at the end you also get extra attributes. And you also reduce the cost of refinement and also enchanting when you have the worktop also in your house. The way rating works is you have interior rating and also outdoor rating. Doesn't quite have anything in my garden right now that's counting right now, but you want to... What I suggest is just pick a series. Like I said, it doesn't matter which one. Just pick one, and then you want to do these categories. So by categories, I mean bookshelf, fireplace, cabinet, carpet, chair, screen. You can also just go by the blueprint information. Let me go inside the house and take a look at them. So you can talk to Delilah to start building. Another thing you can do is if you go to your adventure skills, as soon as you build your house, you have a skill called Master Builder. You can actually just put it on the bar. And this also brings you to the building screen. So if you want to follow a blueprint, maybe that's another method you want to use to decide what to build. You go to the bottom right inside building screen and click blueprint, and then it'll show you examples. And if you're following a blueprint, especially for the episode achievement, you have to put these exactly where the blueprint wants them, and also facing these very particular directions as well. But let's see. So even though I did Candy Sweet, I mean obviously my house is customized now, but I did complete the blueprint and then I just rebuilt it. But the most important thing is to basically pick one of each category. So that means a fireplace, carpet, sofa, bed, wardrobe, window, all these types of things. And then you also have these extra, we're going to say functional items, such as a music box. Time Phonograph is your music box. Hayward's Worktop. It allows you to enhance, refine, and enchant. And then once your rating is up, you also get a reduction in cost. So I'm going to go back to Printera real quick. So when you're building for the first time, like I said, pick a theme, grab some blueprints. You're going to want to use Idun coins for the most part for these. You can also go to your handbook. And there is a furniture tab. And you can also build from the handbook. However, one thing to keep in mind is that if you're buying blueprints from the handbook, you need the Idun coins in your actual inventory. If your Idun coins are in your storage, the game will not pull them out to buy your blueprint. So if you can't buy something, double check that you have the currency actually in your inventory, because the game won't pull it out for you. It will pull out most other materials, however, from what I've noticed. And don't forget, when you do, you know, like a fast buy, it'll confirm with you and all that kind of stuff. And then you can just craft. So when you craft, make sure you click your handbook that you've crafted it, because you're going to get something called a golden apple. With the golden apple, you're going to want to go to Sif, who is also a furniture store, and you want to send gift. You can do these one at a time. So basically the blue is what you've already completed, and then the green is a preview of when you give an apple. So you present it to her. So I went up to level 30, and basically every 2 golden apples is 1 level for Sif, just to keep it very simple. So you see, if I do that, it's 100 out of 200. If I do one more, I get to the next level. So early on, it's going to be very quick. You're going to go through levels very, very quickly. You can get the worktop super early, as well as the phonograph. Some of these are just kind of vanity. They're just very fun items. What I highly suggest is to get the Cute Claws Nest blueprint. This should be a goal of getting, this is basically your pet house. I also intend to make this. I'm gonna buy this real quick. Looks like they've added a few things. These are new. Also remember that unlocking these things do give you unlocks in your handbook as well. So while it is beneficial to basically create everything, remember it's all about the long haul with this game. If you are rushing building stuff, you're going to have a bad time, because you're either going to spend too much zenny, or you're going to end up having to, you know, pony up maybe some BCC for items as well, or for extra zenny and stuff. So when you're starting out, just build 2 items at a time. You're going to talk to Sif, get some of these other things, and you're going to just continuously do that until you get the furniture you want. But the most important things are the worktop, your pet house. Oh, and you can also get these target dummies. The target dummies are also pretty good function for your house as well. So also, in order to get rating, you have to actually put the items in your house. I'm going to show an example of some of the buffs that you can get from items. This is also from Gamerstopia. The URL's at the top. You can see here it explains you can store up to 3 pets in the pet house. You can increase their intimacy without actually hatching them. Yeah, so it says here very clear, prestige level 7, so that's pretty quick. That would only be about 14 furniture then. And you want the worktop, like I said, it's only level 2. Sail with the Wind I haven't gone yet, but it's actually pretty good. I plan to create that today. You get a 5-hour buff that increases damage to water type monsters by 5%. There's also a bunch of other functional items I'll show some examples of. So with your rating, like I said, you have to actually put the items in, but keep in mind, like I said, it's all about these categories. So your highest per category is what shows. So let's see, you got like a door, wallpaper, floor, screen. So for instance, I have a couple of screens in this house. So I have a screen up here. However, the one that's counting for rating is the one that's actually valued more. And that's the one that I have over here. Just like I have 2 beds in this house, but only one is counting. That's this. So even though, for instance, if you have 2 fireplaces, they give you random items such as fire crystals, coal, lava gems, fiery hearts as well at a very rare rate. but only one kind of counts. So you see, I grabbed the one over there, and the one that's over here is basically missing. A lot of the furniture is kind of just vanity, such as chairs and stuff. Some of these have some special extra filters and items. This is like a picture book. It's a lot of fun stuff just for... Gosh, how do I get out of here? There we go. Have to close the book apparently. So here's what the pet house looks like. You put in 3 pets at a time, and they passively get intimacy. It actually says here in the info. So according to combat experience, I'll go there in a second. It's a rate of 1 friendship point per minute. So you're gonna notice with certain pets, they need a lot of friendship points for some later levels, for some of the more rare pets especially. Your whole thing of pets is shown on the bottom. You can swap them out if you want. You just click the X, put a different one in, just like that. Let's see. So to get to rating 10, you basically need 1,000 rating. It's 100 rating per level. If you're on a budget, I would say, you know, try to get to level 4. You know, try to get 400 early on. Try to increase your battle experience. This is passive. This also works with things such as job potions, XP potions. This will apply to everything. This also applies if you have gotten your level 40 voucher for 3rd job from the new Kafra adventure log. This also counts. So for instance, when I used mine on Dorum last night, I went to level 44, or job level 44 rather, instead of just 40. So pet house, worktop. You could put the music. This works just like a music box that's in South Prontera, Lasagna Town, or near Guildhall. It works exactly the same way. You can invite people into your house. If you're curious about how popularity works, from my understanding, it seems to be how many unique people have entered your house. So another common question is, do you need to expand the house? No, you do not. You don't need to expand the house to get to rating 10. It's unnecessary. Do you need a garden? You do not need a garden to get to rating 10 whatsoever. They are basically pure vanity. The original blueprints that you can get unlocks for in your handbook, like I said, when you go to Master Builder. If you complete all these can all be completed without expanding. You can clearly see even from the pictures here. You simply need the items, and they need to be in the correct spots as well. When you're building, you have the option to, let's see, that's a bad example, this one. You can turn things around. So like I said, when you're following a blueprint, you do have to do exactly as the blueprint says. In C, there was a bug with if you have an expanded house, your blueprint won't count. It has never been a problem in Global. In Global, you should never have a problem completing a blueprint. If you want to see what the garden looks like, let me zone out, check chat real quick. Poor Kopi. Kopi's being bullied. Don't bully Kopi, please. Kopi wants to put down the iron fist. One thing I will say is while garden is unnecessary to get reading 10, I would suggest it. The reason why I would suggest it is that it gives you the opportunity to put down a second pet house. It works completely independently of the one that you have inside your house. If you were to put 2 pet houses inside your house, you will only see the same 3 pets that you have put in the interior house, we're gonna say. If you put 3 out here, you can see these are completely different than the ones I have inside my house. Otherwise, the garden is basically pure vanity. It's a lot of fun. I think it's very pretty. And honestly, the entire area is absolutely huge. If you're, for instance, some kind of role player or something, you know, you want to invite all your friends over for a garden party, then that's a pretty good reason. Hi, Masubi. Alright. I got distracted. What was I doing? Oh, I'm gonna go over your weekly limits real quick. So early on, I had heard prior to the patch that assistant metals could be utilized for the housing system. So I hoarded mine. I was kind of glad I did. So if you talk to Sif, there is a limit of 200 plateau wood and 10 9 worlds rough stone. So you're only getting 10 of these a week. A lot of the later blueprints ask for quite a bit. Let's see, does this have it? Yes, this one has 5. If we scroll all the way down, let's check out this one. This one needs 30. So let's say you're only getting 10 a week. That means it's 3 weeks to get, you know, that much. Or if you have Assistant Medals of Honor. So I think it's this guy. Yep. So if you have this guy, there is absolutely 0 limit to how many rough stone you can get. As well as the plateau wood. So you can get as much as you need whenever you need it. Another thing people might not know is that this is an account-wide purchase quota. This means that you can actually use Zenny on your alts to buy this. You don't have to buy this on your main character. You can actually store the wood in your storage and bring it to your main to craft, or wherever you want to craft. It doesn't matter too much. Only Kopi's invited to garden parties. I don't blame you. Let's go over some of the other functional furniture real quick. So outside of, for instance, worktop, pet house, some of the furniture actually has some pretty cool benefits. So if you have a cabinet, you can freely use your storage. So the first tab is your character storage. Second tab is the shared storage that you normally get through Kafra. And the third tab is a whole new just storage. It is absolutely enormous. You can... I don't know if you can actually fill this up. But I think one of my guildies counted out, it's like 300 slots. And also this storage is free to use. It's free to use for all characters on your account. You can also use this storage at level 1. So this means that if you usually recycle alts, you can also use this shared storage instead of waiting for level 40 for shared storage, outside of buying premium and unlocking storage that way. If you have a bookshelf, you can also save. So let's say you want to, I don't know, avoid the cities for some reason. This will just bring you back to your house whenever you need to. One thing I don't know the answer to, so my house is on NA17, or it's considered NA17, I think because I originally built it on that channel. I'm not honestly sure if there's a way to change that. So if we teleport, when it loads, I'll be back in my house. Otherwise, most items are just vanity. You could take some fun pictures. And the pets that you do have set up in the pet house, they kind of just run around. You seem to get, let me see. You seem to get this buff now all the time. When you're guarding the home, they're protecting you. As far as I know, it just means you have the pets. Oh yeah, so one thing is that when, let's say, so you want to give your pets levels. From testing early on, when you go grinding and you come back to your house and you have 2 pet houses, you should simply touch the one, tap the one you want to put XP on. It seems to apply the XP that way. So let's say for some reason you want a different set of pets not leveled, or simply for intimacy, you can put them out in the garden. It doesn't really seem to matter too much. If you're tapping these with alts, and for instance they're, you know, a level 84, for instance, they're simply going to see these as 84, just like normally if you bring out a pet, and it gives you that error message of, you know, it's temporarily 84 and 84 stats because that alt is not max level, or not the level that the pet is at. Oh yeah, so if you make another functional thing is the dummies. If you make a dummy, there's some cool things to them. One thing is that they have a damage chart. You can actually test your damage. You can kind of do maybe like a little thing with guildies or friends. You can do like a small event. You can also set them up to different races and different sizes and different attributes. There's a lot of debate over what dummy strength is. What does it do? Is it simply a defense stat? It seems to be like a defense stat. It goes up 10% at a time. Some people say that, for instance, Thanatos in Thanatos Tower, he's like 70%. He's 80%. I've heard it all. I don't know what he's considered. I have not heard any kind of clarification on what dummy strength actually does, but it seems to increase their defense. But if you want to change things up, maybe you're doing a damage test for a specific MVP. Maybe it's an angel MVP, it's a large, different attribute. You know, don't forget you can check your handbook to check monsters, to double check what their stats are after you take their picture. They have their race over here and their attribute over on this side. What else? Oh yeah. So as of, let's see. Hold on, we put on display character. Let's not even show you. There we go. What's up, Kopi? Kopi's testing damage. Alright, so another thing to show you guys is, what's it called? When Lighthalzen was added, 2 new furniture vendors were, oh no, it was the same patch, right? There's two furniture vendors in Lighthalzen. And there is a new furniture vendor in Rachel as well. But we're gonna go to Lighthalzen first. So if you go to your, let's see, I'm gonna go to the, I'll go to the city first. If you go to your mission boards, I believe between the levels of 120 and until you hit 140, if you notice, you keep getting these baby breath items. Yes, let's get 3 of these. I always try to get belief tokens and chains. So you get these baby breath items. Glitter and baby's breath. So there's 2 vendors in Lighthalzen to turn it into. So similar to Sif and Prantera, this is basically something that you present to the furniture vendor to increase basically your reputation. And increasing reputation unlocks more blueprints. You have Lady Velvet over here. You know, and they also have a full set of like wardrobe, desk, screen, cabinets, if you want to change things up. So you want to send gift, and in this case you could do 10 at a time. So right now it's showing me what, similar to Sif, you know what 1 would give. If I click 10, it's going to show you how much reputation you get. So if I do that and that, I hit level 11. And then more stuff opens up. And the second furniture vendor is over by the train tracks. This is the Black Market Merchant Merle store. Actually, I think the Merle items are much better. So if we present, bam. But overall, I mean, you know, if you're looking for your blueprints, they're in kind of like the extra section of your inventory. You know, some are pretty valuable as far as unlock rewards goes. Like this is 12. This gives 3 attack and some HP. It's a pretty high one for magic attack as well. You know, and this is what I mean by kind of the long haul. Because while you could rush it, you know, it's not that necessary. Like for instance, I've had a full expanded house with garden day 1 and I still, you know, there's still a lot to buy and do. Remember, when you unlock, don't forget to click it and get your apple and all that stuff. Yeah, so you can see it's actually pulling from my storage for material items. But yeah, other than that, you know, someone in the guild asked earlier about cabinets and stuff. It doesn't matter what cabinet you make, it's simply part of the category. You know, that's the part that matters, that, you know, it fits a category. For instance, where is my cabinet? Somewhere. I'm actually surprised my exterior rating isn't working. It used to work. I have some plants out there. Here it is, cabinet icing. And you can also, let me see, let me double check something real quick. Yeah, you can also craft right from the Master Builder menu as well. It gives you the same exact thing, as if you were talking in the, as if you were working with your handbook. So also, if you want to change your flooring and your walls, there's a section, let me double check, I'm not covering it. Yeah. There's a section on the top left to change the first floor. If you're expanded, you have the option to change the second floor as well. So let's see. Let's actually go up here. Actually, is it going to do the same thing? Actually, yeah. Alright, never mind. So you just have to move the camera to preview. That's your wall. So you can change it real quick. And allows you to preview. And you just leave the builder section to the... It just saves itself. It automatically saves whatever it is that you're doing. And also, if you have a garden, this skill is the only way to create and put stuff in your garden, because Delilah does not go outside. Oh, so here's a neat tip. If you are in builder mode, you kick everyone out who's in your house automatically. So if you have friends over, don't start building stuff, because you're going to rudely kick them out, apparently. Thank you, Kopi, for the tip. And I apologize. I'm sorry. So you can only go in... Okay, that looks ridiculous, but let's see. You can only build with the skill in the garden. And that looks kind of amazing. You can put stuff down. Let's see. Yeah, there's no blueprints that apply to the garden itself. Yeah, if it's in a section that it can't go on, it'll go red. This also goes for inside the house too. So when you preview, make sure it's, you know, within the bounds of what you can do. Let's see. Oops. Oh, cool. Is the game crashing? Oh, there we go. So also, you can only put stuff in relation to the garden. You can only put items within kind of like these balcony floors over here. Still the same functions, just like that. Let's see, can you do? Oh, actually there is different flooring you could do. Hold up. Hold up. Put an end to artificial turf excuses. That's a new one. That's a new one to me. Alright, I'm gonna... Can I craft this? We're gonna craft this real quick. So does it work? Oh, there we go. Alright, so you can actually change this. Alright, that's pretty cool actually. I just learned that. 2 floor. Alright, so this is considered the first floor. And looks like this area is considered the second floor. So let's actually try this real quick. Oh, whoops. Alright, I didn't use it. That means it didn't, I guess it didn't unlock. Hold on. Did I not craft it? Did this just bug out? Oh, and also you can see right here the rating of an item too, actually. You can see it's a rating of 10. Let's check something real quick. Yeah, so for instance this carpet is 16. So if you're trying to find, like, let's say high rating items, you know, that would be another way to check stuff. You know, these, and also you can also do, these are categories actually. Let's say you're looking for a different kind of table, bed, item, window. You can actually just kind of scroll through this area right here. Artwork. What the heck? Alright. So let me check something. Yeah. So in your episode 6 version challenge, that's where you unlock your blueprint series. You know, and you also get some items for doing stuff too if you do these episode things. Oh, here it is. Alright. game's driving me crazy. Hold up. And you still get apples, even for doing furniture in other areas like this ground thing. You're gonna get apples. Just keep talking to Sif to unlock more stuff in Frontera. And you can actually make this kind of icy looking. There we go. Oh yeah, so when you do your blueprint, and you're going to get the special voucher. I haven't used any of mine yet, but it kind of gives you a special shop that you can use BCC on, of course. But there are some Zenny items over here. These items do have some unlocks, which they're not showing right now. Let me check this. There's kind of two different themes. There's one that is Christmas themed. So and also there is kind of, when you purchase a piece of furniture you've already have a possession of, there's a discount. So since I've already bought one, now it's a lot cheaper to get a second one. Alright, so for instance, this door has HP and defense. Oh, and you can actually see that it actually shows the unlock rewards. Let me see, make sure I'm not covering it. Hold up. You can actually see the unlock rewards on the bottom left. At least for anything that has an unlock. Same with these beach-themed items. There is an entire... There's kind of like a bulk discount price to get some of these. There's a couple of Zenny items. And yeah. So I've gone over most of what I wanted to talk about. I'm not sure if anyone has any questions, if you want to ask, other than setting up your garden parties. It's really just about the long haul, like I said. Let's see, I was in... Oh yeah, Rachel. I forgot to show that furniture vendor. See, actually it's right over to the left of the big fountain right here. Their name is Nickelodeon, which I think is absolutely hilarious. There doesn't seem to be any kind of associated reputation. You could just simply buy these with Eden coins. And they do have more unlocks for you. You know, attack, HP. Let's see, can I build this one? That one's kind of pretty looking, so I'm gonna build that real quick. Let me get this one over with. Oh, skills. And it's definitely a money sink. It is definitely a money sink. Let's see. But you get some good unlocks. The ones in Rachel are kind of like ice themed, which is kind of cool, I guess because of the ice cave. Yeah, let me know if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, I'll take a little break. We're going to be doing a guild event soon. We kind of made a mini game. That I'm going to be setting up for in about 10 minutes or so. I mean, otherwise just remember to always, you know, present your stuff to Civ. And if I remember right, you can check reputation in your handbook as well. Yes, it's under the NPC tab. It's called Prestige, actually. Not reputation, but it's basically the same idea. So you can look at all, you can check out, you know, if you just want to check out the Sif one. Oh, and actually it shows you. Oh, alright, that's actually kind of cool. Hold on. Let me check that out with a different vendor. So if you don't know where Anne is, it'll just start shooting you over there. So it's actually a pretty good tip. So if anyone tuned in late or you missed the, you know, majority of what I went over, I do plan to export this video to YouTube, so it can be watched later. Yeah, I do want to do a couple of these. If anyone has suggestions of any kind of topics maybe I should go over, whether you're a beginner or not. I already have some ideas of some stuff to go over, but, you know, sometimes as a veteran player, I forget, you know, what is it that maybe newer players or maybe just people are confused about. You know, I think it's a good idea to kind of go over topics like this, especially for players that maybe they just haven't delved into it. You know, I might go over, for instance, dungeons. Weekly events is another one that I'd like to go over. You know, why they aren't super important, but they're a really great benefit to you as a player to do every week. You know, even as a veteran player, I participate in a lot of stuff, a lot of the weekly events. Even if I don't, you know, do the event for the full duration, there's definitely benefits to log in quickly, you know, zone into an event just to get a couple of flora coins, and you know, it increases the strength of your character, honestly. So that's another idea. I don't know if anyone has, you know, some other ideas. I am always accepting donations for BCC. Yes, Papster is right. So I don't plan to put a donation link right now, unless like I'm doing these things actually very, you know, I want to go on a schedule first, maybe in the long run, but I don't plan to do that right now. But yeah, if anyone has any ideas, whether you're guildy or not, you can send me a PM in game. My character is Nessie, N-E-S-I. You You can find me on Discord. If you go to the website sleepingsoul.com and you go to my Welcome Center Discord, you can also find me there. You know, I'm always happy to answer questions. I usually try to step into a lot of the community Discords and answer some questions. Yeah, I do have to put the YouTube link, you're right. When I export the video, I need to see actually what the URL is on the YouTube, because so I used to do a lot of other content such as artwork and stuff, so I'm not sure if it's using a different gamer tag of mine. I actually have to double check the URL, to be honest with you. But when I do put the video to YouTube, I will have it in the description below on the Twitch channel. And the next time I'll actually have it as like a text URL on the screen as well. You know, I'm starting to get back into this Twitch thing. I hope you guys are having fun with my VTuber avatar. I'm actually very excited about it. I think it was a lot of fun to make. Other than that, I'm going to take a quick 10-minute break. I'm going to start setting up for the guild event, since there's no further questions right now. And I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.